The Dr. Taz Show, the podcast. Dr. Taz, Superwoman Wellness. Here's Dr. Taz.
Welcome back to Superwoman Wellness, where on every episode of this show, we're going to uncover the secrets to being superpowered and being the superwoman that you are meant to be. Joining me today is L McCarthy. She is founder, and I love this, Chief Empowerment Officer of Create Right Now and author of How to Heal Yourself with Journaling Power. Mary is the founder and the Chief Empowerment Officer of Create Right Now and mentors health-conscious people in using therapeutic journaling, also known as journaling for the health of it, to heal the psychological, spiritual, and physical issues in their own tissues and to grow and transform their lives. She's the author of the award-winning Journaling Power, How to Create the Happy, Healthy Life You Want to Live, and most recently, the award-winning Heal Yourself with Journaling Power, and she's created 20-plus life-changing journaling workbooks, including Heal Your Life, Get Healthy, and Love Your Body. Welcome to the show, Mary.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm thrilled you're here, and it is Mary, correct? Not Marie.
Right, Mary, yes. Mm-hmm.
Mary, okay. I want to make sure. People always get my name in different ways, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing that to you. So I'm going to start with just a confession. I am a huge journaler, and I've been journaling.
Yay.
In fact, I was cleaning out my closets, and there's this trunk that sits in our master bedroom, and then another like Tupperware looking type container that sits in my master closet. And my husband's been on my case for months for me to clear all the stuff out because we're trying to redo the bedroom. And I opened it up, and it was journal after journal after journal that I've kept since I was probably in early college. And I just didn't have, even though I hope it doesn't come back to bite me someday, but I just didn't have the heart to throw that stuff away because it continues to be something that I value so much in my life. I am so curious about your journey and how did journaling enter sort of the path that you're on and why you're such a passionate advocate of it.
Well, for me, it entered as physical therapy. It was about 1998, and I've been living with an MS diagnosis for almost 30 years now. In 1998, I was living with it for about 7 years, and I, got very used to the episodes and the experiences. And normally, I have an episode in 4 or 5 weeks, it would clear up and all that type of thing. But I had an episode where I lost all feeling on the right side of my body. It was almost what I understand to be like a stroke. That's what it felt like. And I thought, I had this feeling this thing's going to be with me for quite some time. So I needed a way to find out how to write with my left hand, because at that point I was a high-powered businesswoman. I had my own management consulting firm, and I was flying all over the country and things like that. And business people, we have to have everything yesterday. So I needed a procedure to teach myself how to write with my left hand. And I was introduced to a lady by the name of Julia Cameron. Are you familiar with her?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Julia Cameron, she wrote The Artist's Way.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's...
yay! Yes.
She was... Yes, and in there she has a procedure called morning pages. So I thought... Well,
I do those. I love that stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So this is a no-brainer. I can sit down and just write 3 pages of whatever every morning. Okay, fine. And it was very... it just completely blew my mind, my body, and my soul as to how fantastic it was for me. It got into, remembering my childhood, all kinds of experiences. I started hearing rhymes. I started writing poetry. And it was interesting. I became left-handed very quickly because in doing the morning pages, I recalled that I always was left-handed. And about third or fourth grade or whatever, back in the 60s, we did things a little bit later than we do things today. The nuns changed me, and so I was going back to who I was. I always was a left-handed person. So and then I just got into it, and it was just so fascinating. That got into, as I said, all the psychological, emotional. I said, wow, this is therapy. And I thought, I have to go out and share this with the world. And that's how I eventually set up my company, create right now. And literally the words, the name of my company showed up on my pages, create right now. And literally I said, well, what's going to be my tagline? What's going to be, and then literally one day, journaling for the health of it came up. And I thought, yep, that's what I wanted to do. I said, that's where my next business is going to be. I would just want to share journaling for the health of it with the world.
More with Dr. Taz coming up. Everyone wants to be happy, but let's face it, there's a lot of roadblocks in that path. From little struggles of daily life to bigger issues like anxiety, relationship troubles, family conflicts, anger, grief, trauma, depression, and let's face it, self-esteem issues. You know that feeling. Do I have what it takes? Do I have what it takes inside to handle this? We all have those thoughts and feelings, and you are not alone. The good news is there is help and a place you can turn to. It's called BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp.com. Easy online professional counseling in a safe and private environment from licensed professional counselors who specialize in depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, trauma, even sleeping issues. All the things that create those roadblocks to happiness. It's an easy and convenient way to get the help you need on your own time and at your own pace. And best of all, it truly is an affordable option. And right now, Dr. Taz Show listeners get 10% off your first month with discount code WHOLEHEALTH. So why not get started today? Go to BetterHelp.com/WHOLEHEALth. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get you matched with a counselor you will love. That's BetterHelp.com/WHOLEHEALth. Now back to the Dr. Taz Show.
I love that. So for any of you who don't know, Julia Cameron's book, The Artist Way, it has been instrumental in my life. I recommend it on my treatment plans in the exam room. You know, for any of us that are at crossroads and we're trying to determine a way to go, it literally empties out the clutter in your head. And if I remember correctly, she has you do it for 30 days continuously. You wake up in the morning and you just write. And it doesn't matter if you write, I'm a basket case 50 times. You just write whatever is coming into your head and you get all those thoughts out. So it's a very tangible way. We talk a lot about mindfulness and meditation, but for some people that's very airy. This is a very tangible, like you can touch it, you can feel it way to start to get the clutter out of your head and be a little bit more conscious. So I love it. Tell us about your business though. Tell us how you make journaling practical for people and how you've seen it impact their health and their life.
Basically, what my offerings are different shapes and sizes of workbooks, and it's basically. Let me just back up. Most the question people ask, I'm not a writer. How can I do it? Getting started is really a tough part. And my experience is the best thing to do is just do it. So go into the store, find something that resonates with you. That body. Oh yeah, I have some body issues, or health, or whatever, and just get a workbook and just get into that, and just get a notebook, a journal, and whatever equipment. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's what you feel like, because what you're doing when you're journaling or putting journaling in as a practice in your daily life is something completely different than the way we have been brought up. We come into this world with all our experience and talents and creativity and everything, and then we get parentized and teacherized and socialized, and we've lost ourselves. So this is a whole brand new experience of coming back home to ourselves, and it's like to say, finding out who lives in our body. So it's really we overcomplicate things. So the easiest thing to do is just to sit down with your journal and ask it a question. That's the best way I find to get started, and just start getting used to this whole new experience of spending quality time on taking care of yourself and being with yourself.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I was actually this morning I was listening to a meditation that was very much on unnecessary layers and layers of things, almost like paint on a wall that you have to keep chipping at to get to kind of the core, the substance of what you're about or what you're after. And sometimes we just layer the stuff on and we can't get there anymore. And I love that you're an advocate for journaling. Now, have you seen it shift somebody's health? Can you give us some tangible examples of that or some stories where you've seen this? I mean, I have my own personal story that I'm sure I can make everybody tired of listening to me, but any things that you've seen in working with clients where, their journaling practice has resulted in something very concrete in terms of their health or their decisions?
I've seen several clients that have minimized or eliminated drugs. They've gotten, as I did, that's what part of my story. About 15 years ago, I was on, they had all these brand new drugs that came out for MS, and I was on Avonex and got a weekly shot. And then a nurse had to come and give me a shot because I didn't have the feeling on the right side of my body. I couldn't do it for myself. So one week she didn't come, and I was not sick and tired and had the flu for 2 days afterwards. I thought, I don't need this anymore. So I've been journaling for a couple of years. So I really feel that, as you said, journaling was helping me strip away the layers and get back to, well, wait a minute, this is my life. This is my body. I can make the decisions about what I want to put to it and things like that. So that was, so when you talk about health, for sure, physical health, the journaling has definitely helped me. As far as my clients, they have just found that just getting into doing the practice and getting, as you said, stripping away the layers and getting back to their truly lovable, brilliant, intelligent self and saying, well, I can do this. Or what do I need this for? Or isn't that interesting? And that's the way I've always done it. So I think that the key that they have found is that, wow, I have the power. I have everything I need. And it's like, wait, I don't need to be putting that garbage in there, or maybe I can changing my diet or what. So it really opens them up. Like I said, they're healing the issues in their tissues and they're getting back to their core. And one woman, in fact, she's in my latest book. I have stories of different journalers. One woman is dealing with cancer. Another woman was dealing with all kind of a nefarious health situation. If things don't show up on the MRI or the CAT scan or the blood work, it obviously is in your head if it doesn't exist. But so she found that really helped her understand more of her body and manage her health and just decide, and understand that she has a lot of knowledge about what's going on in her body. And then another woman has been clean and sober for almost 10 years now, and she attributes that to her journal that has helped her went through all the issues in her tissues and things that are going on inside, and really help her through the overcoming the addiction. So it's just so there are many examples of how journaling can help us in our physical health, because I think we've been brought up to believe, at least I know that's been my experience, that the body is like your car. Got to take it into the shop, take it to the doctor.
Right.
But what journaling helps do is connect us and realize we're a whole being. We are body, soul, mind. We're all of the above. We're holistic beings, and I think that's what. And journaling helps us to just realize that we're not like. I mean, we are physical and emotional, and we have different elements, but it's all part of who we are. So as
Absolutely.
Opposed to something outside. So it's very, very exciting. So that's why I'm so passionate. It's like, oh my goodness, that's who I really am. This is what I can do. And it's just like, oh, wow, I've been doing that thing over and over again because that's the way I was brought up. And it's like, now it's like, this is so freeing. It's like, wow. So that's why I love journaling so much, because based on my experience and my reports from my clients, there's nothing journaling can't help you with as far as problems, negotiations, dealing with your mother-in-law, all those, be it emotional, spiritual, physical. Journaling is your 24/7 therapist.
So tell us what the science says about journaling. What does it say about expressive writing and journaling, and how much work has been done there to connect the dots?
It's coming into play in my first book, Journaling Power. I had a whole section about all the studies that had been done. And are you familiar with the origin of this whole writing for healing movement?
Yes.
Okay, so it was really dovetailing and taking some of the original work of Dr. Pennybaker and just doing the standard scientific tests with people and dividing them into groups, and just really seeing that, be it something of the medical nature, of the psychological nature, divorce, whatever, that by doing putting the pen to page routinely, and they've done MRIs that I can't remember the technical term is what triggers in the brain when you're using the manual thing. And that's another thing that journaling is pen to page only. There's something about the tactical thing that they're so like I said, I don't know the specific scientific terms, but they are really realizing that there's something that goes on tactically with putting the pen to the page, and what goes on in lighting up the parts of the brain that is supposed to, or whatever. So it's just but like I said, they're doing more and more studies on that, and seeing that people are able to reduce their stress level to deal with all kinds of issues in their tissues through the pen to page journaling routine. So it's like
I'm going to steal that line. That issues in your tissues. I love that. Well, Marie, tell us it's so great. So tell us if someone is interested in learning more about journaling, or about how you can help them with journaling, where should they go? What should they turn to?
My company is Create Right Now, WRITE now.com, and you will find all types of resources. There are ebooks of all shapes and sizes. There are journaling journey stories. I publish normally once a week or so, story of people that and how their experiences with journaling and the results they've gotten and the changes they've made, and that's very beneficial. I publish a monthly journaling prompt. I'm up to about 377 journaling prompts, and they are, I call them unique soul-searching journaling prompts, and they'll be like a quote, or sometimes a quote I come up with, or something that gets people going. This, like I said, a little bit different than, what was your favorite color as a kid, and those types of things. And then I have my store full of, like I said, 20-some workbooks of covering everything from goal setting, changing careers, or turning your passion into a career, and all those heal your life, more 15-day spiritual journey. So anything that covers the gamut of the things that we experience in life. So it's like if you are interested in therapeutic journaling, or as I said, working on healing the issues in your tissues and growing and transforming your life, then come visit me at Create right now. We have all kinds of exciting resources for you to help you on your journaling journey.
Fantastic. And that website, everybody, is Create, CREATE, Write, WRITE, and then now is NOW.com. Check her out. Learn about the power of journaling. This is a personal one for me. I've been doing it for years, and just a true believer where some of us just can't sit there and meditate for hours, but we can write, and that is tangible, and there's nothing like the power of pen to the paper. And this is a great one for your kids as well. Marie, thank you for being with me today. And for everybody else, thank you for listening to this episode of Superwoman Wellness, which is now on Spotify as well. And if you have questions about today's show, connect with me on Instagram or Facebook at Dr. Taz MD. And if you enjoyed the show, please rate and review it and share it with your friends. I'll see you guys next time.